Steve, off-site it's okay. Just to talk about the story of this morning, you'll no doubt be aware of that use of silicon on bats and everything. Is there an Australian reaction to that story this morning?
Yeah, look, I read it briefly this morning. I haven't really seen too much about it. Obviously, it's nothing. I don't think any of us have done anything with silicon on our bats. We know that we put fiberglass tape on the front, and that's purely for protection of the bat to try and make it last longer. Obviously, a lot of people have their favourite bats and put tape and what have you around them, and that's purely to make our favourite bats last as long as they can.
And Michael Clark, I read some quotes from him this morning. He said, look, he's had no such conversations about people trying to sort of cheat the hotspot system. I mean, that's something you back up, is it?
Yeah, well, yeah, not at all. That's I guess it's just in the spirit of the game not to do that sort of thing. So, yeah, look, we haven't even discussed anything about that, trying to, cheat the system at all. So, yeah, nothing to do with that at all.
Would it be fair to say that there is, though, from both sides, just a bit of confusion about DRS and where you stand on it? I mean, it's been used successfully in the past, but this series, it's obviously a big talking point and players do seem confused about it.
Yeah, look, it's obviously, going forward for this series, we've got it the rest of the series, and it's there to try and, make the best outcome possible for those decisions. So, yeah, look, hopefully we don't have I guess there were a few last tests that were a little, we thought were wrong, but yeah, look, hopefully it continues to improve going forward.
And do you know of any plans to meet with the ICC before this test match so that they can almost give you some reassurances about the system?
I haven't heard anything, no.
In the main, you're still happy and confident about DRS and hotspot and things like that?
Look, it's there obviously to try and get the right decisions. Like I said before, I guess their technology that they've got is the best that they can use at the moment, and just to try and get the right decisions as much as possible. And I think it's good for cricket going forward if we continue to I guess get the right decision as much as possible.
When you use the tape on the front, Steve, is it fair to say it would overlap around the side as well?
Yeah, it does go onto the edge of the bat as well. Yeah, that's
fiberglass.
That's fiberglass, yes.
Steve, are the players frustrated that perhaps arguments over hotspots, Nico, DRS have kind of overshadowed what has been a test match full of some quite exciting cricket?
There has been some good cricket. It's been very exciting. Yeah, look, I think there's been a few decisions that I guess have looked completely different to what the outcome was. But yeah, look, like I said, it's just about getting the right decisions going forward, and that's the technology we've got at the moment that we're faced with, and I'm sure they're going to look for ways to improve it going forward as well.
Steve, you said that it's never been discussed on the Australian side to use anything to try to cheat the system. Are you happy that that's the case in the England side as well?
Oh, well, I obviously have no idea what's going on in their dressing room. What they...
Had any suspicion?
Sorry?
You've never had any suspicion?
No, I've never actually even thought about it until it came up this morning.
Steve, you mentioned fiberglass tape. Have you ever seen silicone tape, and have you ever seen it in a cricket dressing room?
No, I've never seen silicone tape at all. I don't even know what it looks like, to be honest.
You heard of it before this morning?
No, hadn't, no.
Kevin Peterson has got quite upset about the suggestion that he may have used it on his bat and has tweeted quite angrily about that. Is that the sort of thing you think might just knock him off his stride a little bit going into the test match, something that you can play on perhaps when you get him out there?
I don't think so. He's a class player. He's a very good player. So, look, we just got to continue having the same plans. He's only probably got away from us in one innings this Test series. So we've got to continue to stick to our plans, and like all of the other batters, try and stick to our plans and get them right, and keep taking wickets.
Steve, Shane Warne's in print today saying that England have been behaving sort of arrogantly and smugly. How have you found their behaviour?
Oh no, I think it's been a hardly contested series. It always is. The Ashes, it's the biggest stage, I guess, for an Australian English player. So, yeah, look, it's always played hard, but I think played fair at the same time. Yeah, look, there's always a little bit of banter and what have you out in the field, but that stays on the field, and we're always working hard to try and win a Test match.
So how do you describe the belief? I mean, having played well at Old Trafford and obviously missing out with the weather in the end, how do you describe the self-belief in the camp that you can, level the series?
Yeah, that's right. That's our plan going forward. Obviously, we've got to focus on this Test match coming up here. It'll be nice to get a win on the board here. We were obviously disappointed that last day at Old Trafford. We were, clearly probably in a box position and looking to drive the game forward there. So look, that's our sole focus at the moment, to try and win this Test match and obviously level the series when we go to the Oval.
Steve, you had a couple of turns in the Australian side. Are you feeling more comfortable, more settled in now?
Yeah, I'm feeling much more comfortable now. I think I've found a position that's good for me. I like batting around the 5-6 area. It suits my game. I feel I've changed a few things with my technique, tightened it up a bit, and I'm feeling really good at the crease. So hopefully a big score's not too far away.
Do you feel like you need that really big score? You've obviously made 250s and kept your place in the side comfortably, but to really establish yourself, do you need that really big score going forward?
It'd be nice, yeah. Look, it's probably could have come last week after I played a pretty average shot to get out on 89. It would have been nice to get my first 100 and just get that off my chest and hopefully from there, once I get one, I'll be fine. So hopefully, yeah. Look, going forward, it's not too far away and can get some big scores on the board.
I think the captain's been a big supporter of yours. How important was that, having that big stand with him and just feeling comfortable out in the middle with him?
Yeah, it was nice. It was good to bat with him. He kept me calm throughout the whole innings. It was nice to form a partnership in the middle there. We were, in a decent position when I got in at one for 129, I think it was, and to put on 3 for 129, sorry, and to put on a couple of hundred stand with him was great, and it got the game going forward, I guess, in the end.
So I was going to say, Steve, you were involved in one of the hotspot rows, weren't you, at Old Trafford, when Jimmy appealed the caught behind. Can you talk us through what goes through your mind? I mean, presumably you didn't think you nicked it. It goes to replay. Are you sort of, let's take the odds to it and see what happens if it goes to the replay, or are you confident it's going to be okay?
Oh, well, it was obviously their referral then, got given it out, but had I been given out, I would have referred it as well. So I felt as though I didn't hit that ball, and I guess I got given it out at the end. I don't know whether it was the right decision or not at the time. I actually haven't looked back at it. I've just carried on batting and didn't even think about it after that. So, look, that's just, I guess, you can't really think too much about it when you're out there. It's just carrying on with what's going on and trying to carry on your innings as well as you can.
What have you made of Durham this morning? First look at the ground that's obviously not used to staging Test cricket. What have you made of it out there?
Oh, it looks nice. The wicket looks like it's going to be quite dry and maybe a little bit slow. That's kind of what we're expecting coming up here. So the nets out the back were quite slow, so we got a bit of practice out there on that. And yeah, look, hopefully, come Friday we're ready for the challenge.
And Steve, how does it compare with the other Test grounds? Because obviously Durham is a comparatively new county, so it's 20 years as a first-class county. It's made quite a lot of progress in quite a short time. What have you made of the facilities so far?
Yeah, they've been good. The nets were nice out the back. The ground looks in some good condition. The dressing rooms are good. So, yeah, look, it's nice to come to, I guess, a different ground and not such a big stadium to play a Test match. It's exciting, and look, it's obviously going to be a good atmosphere when we get out here on Friday.
Steve, when a decision goes to review and you're given out or not out or whatever, is it easier to accept because the technology's been used as opposed to just an on-field?
I guess there's evidence there showing that you're either more out or more not out. It's just the way it is. Like I said, I think it's a good system to get rid of. Should try and get things as accurate as possible. And like I said, going forward, they're probably going to get better and better with their technology. And look, it's something that I think would be good if it's here to stay, and it keeps continuing to improve to get rid of those bad decisions.
So do you think people just need to keep the faith with it a little bit, that some of these teething problems maybe in the early stages will get ironed out, but very much keen for cricket, the ICC and everyone just to keep the faith with technology as it gets better?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Steve, when you were batting the other day, mate, and you got to 89, did you start thinking about the 100? Was it a factor in playing that boat shot?
Yeah, I think it might have been. I think I was getting a little bit nervous as I was getting closer to 100. I think going forward I need to put that out of my mind. I think I had a chat with Pup about it afterwards, and he says now that he doesn't even think about 100. He thinks about 150 as his 100. So 100's just a number to him and doesn't even think about it. So you've got to try and put it out of your mind as much as possible and get over the line, and then things get easier from there.
So just wondering, did you sort of start specialising more on your batting, knowing that that's where the spots in the team might be, or has that just been part of the evolution of your game?
Probably a little bit of both. I've always thought of myself as more of a batter than a bowler. I guess in the last 2 years I've probably started working more on my batting than I have on my bowling. I thought that was the way forward. There were a few blokes that were probably going to retire quite soon, and there were going to be positions opening up. So getting big runs was obviously key to trying to get into the side, and I guess now that I'm in the side, it's trying to get big runs here and trying to cement my spot as much as possible.
Because you were a blonde leg spinner, did it take longer to convince everyone else you were a batter than a bowler?
Oh, perhaps. Yeah, look, I was at that time I was probably bowling as well as I have done when I first started playing. Obviously played my first 2 tests as a spinner, and I was working pretty hard on that then throughout the back season of our domestic season back home, and I guess it just carried on from there that I continued bowling well, and I guess things have gone a bit backwards with my bowling, and although I still think it's something that I can continue to work on in the future.
Do you feel a little bit more confident with your bowling as a part-timer, knowing that it's sort of you're just going in there, bowl a few over, than when all the pressure's on you to do the work?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's obviously it's good to have a good spinner in the side who's done well, and to be able to come on, I guess when we're just sort of trying to take a wicket and have that pressure off me, it's probably a bit easier. Yeah.
Was it premeditated going after Swan the other day? Last one.
Sorry?
Was it premeditated on your part going after Swan?
When
you were batting, you gave him the heave-ho a couple of times. I was just wondering whether it was a planned attack specifically on Swan, or whether just it was a ball there to hit and you hit it.
No, I think attacking spin's the way I play my best. Are you talking about the ball I got out on?
Well, that one probably, but you put him over for a couple of sixes, as I recall. I just wondered whether the Australian team did seem to be more aggressive against Swan in that last match.
Yep. Well, look, that's my game plan going forward against spin. I like to take them on. If the field's up, I find it quite easy to hit it straight over the top probably than on the ground. So it's a good way to try and manipulate the field. They put that man back, and then you can just chip him down the ground for ones. It's a good way to try and manipulate the field and get runs at the same time. So yeah, it's kind of a plan going forward. Yeah.